Welcome back. Right, utility room today. This is the house that we started rewiring over 2 years ago, myself and Adam, and we decided to do flexi conduit upstairs, which was an absolute nightmare. But finally, we're getting around to the very last room, which is the utility. I've put the little tracker on so you can see. Old kitchen, we've got an old cooker point coming across, we've got old sockets run willy-nilly, an outside light switch, which obviously not in use anymore. Socket over here, as you can see there, lovely, love the camera. And up top, we've got an absolute abundance of cables. So the customer upstairs has given me a plan. We've got tall boy units all the way across here, all the way back. In this corner, we're going to be putting a socket because top it's going to be a tumble dryer, bottom washing machine. We've got a worktop going in there, sink in the far corner without a draining board. So we're going to be doing this worktop socket here. We've got to fix the bonding that the plumber's messed up down here. Remove all the old cabling. We've got 3 spots in a dog leg going across here, right where the camera is, under the staircase is going to be a downstairs toilet. So we're going to do a switch, we're going to be doing a light, and also a feed to an extractor that just comes on and off with the light. So because of the wiring of the property, a lot of it's been left in, but I had to leave some of the old circuits still on, which still ran the sockets in here, coming across for the washing machine, tumble dryer, fridge, freezer, that sort of stuff. So today, first job, go to the fuse board under the stairs, which is right there, clip that off, cut all them dead, and then we can start pulling all the old cable out of the way first before we move on. Just running through the setup that we brought in for today. We've got the Hoover, our table, which I try and keep in every job now because it saves my back. We've got the EV tool bag set up just because it was there. We've got our little giant ladders, the Sure Step, an array, plugs, screws, all that sort of stuff. Handful of power tools. We've got the tester so we can prove some stuff in a little bit. Nail gun, cable stapler, laser, tool pouch, Earthshore 1.5mm and 2.5. We've got a little charger on the go here. We've got the classic, absolutely delicious M12 combi, some Wagos, and on top some nails for the gun. X-Board 3000. Let's jump under the stairs. So fuse board is under the stairs in, we've got an isolator. So this hasn't been finally checked off for the house complete. We have issued a certificate for partial stuff for the building control. A lot of these older ones are coming out today, as well as the junction box. The newer ones that I've ran in the past, we have clipped to the wall, but this is going to give me a chance now, rip off the old stuff, and once this is finished, because we're going to be running a new circuit, lighting and sockets in here. 4x2 trunking, that's why it was left off this wall this much. We can do floor to ceiling, all the way, bring that all in, make it nice and neat. But let's get this cover off. So some stuff is already labelled, so this is the older stuff that we left on. Shower, sockets, lights. You can see my stuff to start with. When we did the new circuits, it was absolutely lovely. And then over time, after we've added stuff, trying to get past the old cables so they're cut out, it's been flung in, but half this board's going to be undone and redone once all the old stuff's out. Now we have removed all the old cabling, stuff from the walls, disconnect that from the fuse board. The one thing I have got to leave is that 10mm. So I've just clipped it up out of the way. It's still running the shower, but the bathroom upstairs is being done at the same time as the utility room, sort of all in one thing, while they've got the skip. So that's just being left in for the time being. I've clipped it. Obviously, this isn't in zones and it's not getting boarded over, but for the time being, it's not flapping around. So that's all done. The last little bit that I want to do, because why not, is we've got some old heating pipes up there. I'm just gonna get the multi-tool and we're gonna cut them off, and they will come with me into my green bin. Now they're cut off, we've got a clean ceiling, we've got clean walls, we've got the power off, we've still got our power on for the new stuff with the Hoover. I'm gonna go wash my hands, put my gloves on. Why I didn't do that to start with. Socket wise, we have got going on. We've got a socket here, 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 we've got one next to the sink, and we've got one behind you. So we're gonna run a new feed in from the board. We're gonna come through the fuse board, up behind you, into the stairwell void thing to bring into the ceiling, so then start dropping one by one. Let's set the laser up, let's get a height that we want the sockets at, and we can start running some cables. One final thing before I crack on is all the walls are being dabbed off. This one 30mm, and this one 50, and then the one behind you on the window wall even further to hide the pipework, and the stop tap is going to be built into the wall with a little cutout section. The socket here and here and here are all no pattresses. They're going in the back of the cupboards. We're going to do a fast fix pattress like we did into the kitchen area, into the back, so that's nice and hidden. So the only ones that are actually going to have back boxes on are the one next to the sink, the one here, and the one behind you. But equally, the one behind you is going to be dabbed off so much, we're going to end up doing a fast fix anyway. So makes life a bit easier, because I only have 3 lengths of 25mm oval conduit. And if it's not enough, we're going to the unit a little bit and grab some. So let me shut up and I'll crack on. I'm just plugging from my microphone for the past 5 minutes, and so on while I'm doing the ASMR stuff, whatever. I'm not going because I've realised now, especially from working with Matt the past couple of days, and Cole, my eldest, who I'm doing some EV charges tomorrow, and I will, fingers crossed, be recording some stuff with him, because he's worked, this is the 3rd week he's going to be working with us, is when I play FIFA with him in an evening, when I record now, I hold my breath. I've done it, realised I've done it now for a very, very long time, so I don't. But obviously after a while, I run out of air, and then I go, and then I catch it on camera, and then you guys hear it. So what I did with the microphone was plug it down here on that so you can get the noises. I couldn't find it anyway. No one cares. Lasered, clipped, that's the socket, that's the light switch. Got socket there, socket there, socket there, socket there. That one's on, we're going up. I was gonna clip within 1500 of the corner going down to this socket, but change of plan. I don't like that at all. The sockets, the cable in that close to the pipe, and even though I was going to do it next to it in the conduit, it's just better being away. So the fact that we're coming straight from the fuse board here, you can already see the earth cable. I'm going to go within zones to the socket and then just come back, return up in this corner, and then figure out what I'm going to do here, bringing the cable across. But next, lasers going up, doing the holes all the way across, but this is going to be the same holes that I'm going to use. So I'm going to use a bigger bit that's going to incorporate the sockets and the lights. Obviously we've got downlights going in here, all in one, so we can just do one tram line across, and I won't have to bring one back. So set that up, get it leveled, I'll get the square out, make sure we're drilling exactly center of the joist all the way across, as of where we can, and get it as neat as we can. Fabulous. So I've not measured out downlights yet, but we're coming out 330 for this, and then the cupboards are 600, which is to here-ish. So spotlights from this run are going to be like here. So I'm happy to drill these and we can just link across. So what I'm going to do is just measure off from the wall. I'll just go 500 here, measure 500 down there, and then we've got our line for the laser. The good thing is, if you want to get the laser to do the full length of the beam as much as you can, put it on the floor, as close to it as you can, it will shine up and we'll get lines on every joist. What happened to my voice then? We've got ourselves a square, which we can put up here, which you can see. And then we've just got notches with the measurements in there. I can just do the same notch all the way across, drill through. There's loads of room to have the drill in, so we can get flat angle all the way across. Just little tips and tricks. because the last rewire video I used an off bit of wood and forgot I had this in the van. Ever so quickly jumping in, it's ever so slightly too long. It's hitting the roof there, so all I'm going to do is use the square on the ceiling. I'm going to do it at the 9. So with the two beams that are too close together here, instead of moving the laser around, we can mark the bottom of the joist and I'll spin you around. So this is the other side of that. So we've still got the laser set up, coming up. This is the side that we can't draw for there. So we can do a little bit up there, obviously because the square is too big. Normally you would just set the square up, you'd be done. If I line that up there with the laser, and then I use the base here to guide if I can see the laser on that. And I'm now happy with that. And if we turn this round, going on 9 measurement, that there should measure up exactly with the other ones. Before I start to run any more cables, I've only got 3 lengths of tube, so I wanted to get the bonding in, reattach this, plumbers for you, and then I can start running the cables, figure out how much more tubing I'm going to need, because once the cables are in, I can have a bit of a pack and tidy up, and then grab some more tube, bring it back. I'm also going to be Wagoing the end of all of them, sticking the tester across. So this is a thing, because this is getting dabbed out so much and it's getting hidden, I want to make sure that I've got a picture of my tester with the test results before any screws or anything gets missing. Like, it covers you so much, so if the plasterer or a kitchen fitter or someone does go through your cables, you've got proof going, listen, did an IR, they weren't connected, did a continuity of the ring, which I'm going to do here because we're in a utility with a washer, with a dryer, with a fridge freezer, with other things off it. I thought I might as well do a ring, might as well do 32 amp. The fact that the board is there, get a picture of it, prove it, video it, whatever. And then if anything ever happens to the cables, you can go, well, listen, mate, here's my invoice for fixing your mess because I know you did it. And all my cables are in zones where they should be because, lo and behold, I made a YouTube video. Anyway. Right, we're going to be using Earthshore cable A. As you can see here, like I said in the other video, this one seems to be a lot squarer than the other ones. I hope that's focus for you. But yeah, but we'll see. But, I'm not going to start from the first socket. I'll show you. I'm going to start from this socket because it's the first one on the wall, looping up and across. And I could have gone across to this next one, but my issue is with the kitchen fitter and everything, if I go straight up from the point, at least the kitchen fitter knows that. I've been caught out before going across the socket. Years ago, they went through it, they drilled through it. Oh, there should be a cable. It's like, well, it's in zones, but equally, you need... Kitchen fitters aren't electricians and they don't know as much as we do about zonings and regs. So if you can go straight up, go straight up. That's all I'm saying. So what I've done on the wall, that's our sockets. That was our line. I then did a line further down here because obviously we're bringing the cables through into the cabinet. We want to make sure there's enough slack. So the second line I did, which is all the way around, is I want to bring my cables to that and then run the cables back up the wall to the way we want them. Doo-be-doop-doop-doo. Do a little bubble up there. Bit of excess. Obviously, I'm just bending these in now just to keep the cable in place. Lay that in place. Find our line, which is there. Done. This one here is slightly different because we've got socket here, and then we've got going down there. So what I'll do is end this one, cut that there. And let's be fair, I am not going to do that. Bring that down to the line. Jumping on to the next part of the video, we've got our capping on. I still need to go and grab some more, but we have got a little call out to do, which I'm booked in, so I've just got a random message, in half an hour, which is 20 minutes away. So we're gonna go that way to do that, do the call out, circle around, go to the unit, get some of the capping, come back here, finish off. But we're onto the lights. So I've just measured out 620 off the wall, allowing near enough an inch for the plaster because it's going to match up with the plaster that's up over there. We brought it in, it works out 113 centimeters to the central point that I want for the lights to run. But then luckily I checked, because this wall, this ceiling is going to be one smooth ceiling throughout, and you can see the spotlights I've done behind previously. So I'm going to make sure we got the JCC fire guards, which is the same as them, and the anti-glare bezels, which is the same as them, and also drop a GU10 out to make sure which one it is, so it all matches all the way through. But what I'm going to do is get the laser propped up over there to sit perfectly with them to bring through, so as you walk in the door to the eye, it will look really nice shooting all the way down, even though it's two different circuits, one switch down there for them, one switch just here for these. What I've done with the lighting, we've also brought the lighting feed comes up here, across, down to here, and then from there we've got the feed coming back up, sorry, the switch, which is the light, and then from the light we've got it going across to the mirror, and then we've got one coming back off there, coming all the way up. I've clipped that across up there, which is the one just hanging down there now, which is the feed, so we're doing power at the switches for here. So for the next part, it's just a cable from here to our first light, but I'm just going to pull the plastic bag down that customers put on, obviously to prevent any damage to the smoke alarms. So now running through the centre of that one, across the centre of that one, that has now given me the line that I can work off for my new downlights. I'll have a little quick reload with the staples. Right, that's £3 gone. And then simple as with this, get my cable, run it from my furthest point across through my holes all the way down back to the switch. I can then secure, once I've got the right length there, with a staple, or pull it back, and we can start doing loops down of cables without cutting it. Like I say, when we do the testing in and around, because obviously with the cables being in place, obviously when they put screws up for the plasterboard, this is one of the key times that they're going to go for your cables. I obviously have cut them in the center of the joist. If they use a screw that's that big, they've definitely been injecting something, plasterers. And then I've already cut this cable to the right length, so as long as we get them the same, which it's not. Right, where I put the X is where I want my light, so that's now tied in that end. I can pull my slack back from the drum. Here's my laser, obviously that's the line that I want to get to. All we can do is just make sure, like bunching the cable, that we've got some there, but let's do a little bit more. Now it's on that line, staple that one in. And then with the down light, we can just keep that like that, put some tape around it, but what I do, just give a little twist up top. We can bend that up, out the way. Plasterer can board this now. I get a measurement of what I need from the room, like we've done billions of times. Worst case scenario, I know if I stick a laser between them two lights down there, it's going to lead us perfectly to here. And then realistically, the last little tip I can give you with doing the downlight, so this is the last two we've got, which is here. So this one, I've done a very, very loose cable staple into the ceiling. I've stripped that obviously for a little bit when we can test it. But with this one, we've come from up here across to this one. That's our line on the ceiling that we want to put the lights on. So I've twisted it round, I've chucked it onto the other side to give it the support from side to side so we can still find it. And that allows us to, so you can sort of jump from one side of the joist to the other and then back depending on how many there are. It's just a good way if the lights are very close to one side rather than being in the middle, you can do this. Hi guys, me again. It is 10 to 5, so I've gone and done the call outs, done a quote, gone back to the unit, met Mitch, got the stuff for EV chargers tomorrow, which I was saying earlier. So we've done the bits here. I'll just run you around the final stuff so you can see the finish. So light switch, what I've done, I've put the earths in because that's where it's going to go anyway. We've got loop, we've got feed. They're all Wago through. That is gone up and over. It's the same thing with these. Every single socket I've linked through with Wagos, just temporary. It's one of these things, if the plaster is here while they're there, he might think it's on, fantastic. If not, they have gone walkies before, but it depends on the plasterer and how high they are. That's linked up, going across. We've got that one, we've got this one over here. This one is made off and tied back. And same thing with this one here. The downlights are up. I've measured, I took a little video of me saying where about the measurements are, up and over, and then down to, this is what I just wanted to do with some testing on. I left that loose with a 3-way Wago. Got this linked, everything's labelled up, light, and this one will say extractor. Light switch is going to go in stud work, hence why it's just lap there. It's going to go in a stud work and the switch will be there at some point. And these are our 3 last cables, so we'll strip this and I'll show you what we're doing. So the Doncaster Earthshore cable, people say to me, oh, is it any change difficult to strip? No. The only difference is when you do this, you then have to separate it and you do that. Literally, it's that simple. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm updating this very soon. I'm sick of this. So first of all, I just want to do continuity on the ring that we've installed. .45. We know that's that. So now I'm going to do an IR at 500 volts. Obviously with me, I've got video evidence of me doing this, but what I would say to you guys is take pictures of your results. Obviously it'll have a time and a date and a location on your phone. I'm not saying that it's going to help you in any way, shape or form if a plasterer turns around and goes, no, I didn't do that. And you go, well, I've got proof. He could just completely ignore you. But what I'm saying is if this ever goes to court and you can physically prove that you have done it, then it's just going to help. Right, 500 volts down the line and live and earth. 999, fabulous. Link that over. 999. Fabulous. Set ring, all hunky-dory. And then all I'm going to do with this one is 500 volts, live and earth. And then just to prove a point that that is not connected, I'm going to link through all 3 here. That's still on there. Yeah. And that's it, we're done. Ran through stuff with the customer. I've obviously tidied up, hoovered up, put stuff back in the van. So we're sitting now at 13 minutes past 5. I need everyone's opinion or whatever you think. I'm obviously spending a little bit more time now on trying to make things as physically best as possible that I can deem that go, yep, that was worth the time. But I know for a fact with the stuff I've just done, and especially the stuff with the solar in the past couple of days, and I definitely think it's my medication that's allowing me to go, yeah, why not? Let's not rush. Let's do things as best as we physically can. And obviously with YouTube, I can show you guys as well. But at the end of the day, all the stuff I've just done is going to be hidden by plasterboard and plaster and paint. And on the surface of things, if it's within zones and it's all working safely and testing correctly, is all the stuff I've just done a waste of time? Realistically, I could have been done easily 2 hours ago, easily, with not messing around with the oval stuff and getting absolute bob on for my drill lines with the laser for the joist. So I don't know, I really enjoy doing it. I think it's nice to do something a bit different and to just go the extra mile. Same thing I did with the rewiring crew. I spent more time and effort doing it to what I think I'm physically capable of, going more than the extra mile, let's say, than other electricians. I don't know. Let me know below. Is it worth it, or is it worth it for me as a YouTube electrician to show this off and to take my time? But in the real world, is it just a waste of time? Let me know. Thank you very much for watching, guys and girls, and I will see you on the next one.